Hey there, welcome back. So I'm moving to the tabletop simulator because it's real. I get it that some of you really like to see the physical components, but I don't know why you do. I truly don't. It's um my camera's at an angle. I'm shoving documents underneath the camera to try to get you to see it. It's always blurry. Whereas, this, like, it's crisp, it's clear, it's easy to read. I truly don't understand why the physical components are better. I mean, I understand, like, maybe if you're playing the game, then maybe you prefer that. But as a watcher of a video, that's the part that actually eludes me. I don't mind. Now, what I don't like is when people play Vassal, and I guess it's because they just click on things and things magically appear. Whereas here, I'm actually playing a board game with a board game simulator, so it actually has the board game pieces. I don't know. I don't mean to go off on a tangent there, but welcome back. I have been slogging through these rules, and I can objectively tell you I don't think I'm going to like this game. We've been doing training scenarios, and I am very frustrated because the training scenarios don't actually train me. They tell me to do a few things, and then just when I'm asking, like, curious about, okay, what do we do next here? Then it says, have fun, do the rest on your own. And that infuriates me. If you're going to train me through a scenario, train me through it all the way to the end. So, anyways, there's that particular issue I have. And then there's three primary issues I have with this rulebook. Although, I will give you the caveat that the rulebook is very clear on everything. Like, I don't think there's a rule that it forgets to tell you about. It's just that the organization, structure, and how clearly or often it reminds you of something could be better. How about that? So if I tell you that the rulebook never says this, that is going to not be true. Somebody's going to be able to say, nope, but on page blah, 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 there's always somewhere in the rulebook that it does answer these questions that I'm telling you about. But that doesn't mean that it did a good job. So there were three things that I really struggled with. Okay, so like I said, there's the rulebook covers all these issues that I'm bringing up. It's more of a matter of what's the exact word I'm looking for? They cover it, but they don't cover it in a way that makes sense, or it could be more clearly stated. How about that? So if I'm saying, hey, the rules don't cover this, what I mean is the rules don't cover this very well. And I'm trying to avoid the situation where someone says, oh, but if you look on page 18, paragraph 3, look, I'm not saying that the rules don't mention it at all. I'm saying that it doesn't mention it in a manner that's clear to a new person trying to understand the rules. I spend all day reading government documentation at work and then trying to translate how that impacts my business. And I understand how to read things and determine whether they are impactful. And I think that's why I criticize board game documentation so much. Because there are times when it does not state what it should be stating in an accurate manner. And it's funny because that's exactly how government documentation works. They don't state things in an accurate manner either. And then we have to pull up our legal and compliance people, to try to interpret it for us. Anyways, item 1. This one is more about the tutorials. The step-by-step tutorials we did on the previous videos didn't explain this properly. And some of you guys commented, and I thank you for the comments because I always appreciate the help. You guys pointed it out, and then as I started reading the rulebook, it or we could break it into 3 lower mortars. And then runners carry messages to and from the company HQ. And then we have a variety of units like tanks. But see, not all these are available in Mission 1. So that's the next thing. Like, these are just the units that are used in the campaign. And the same with the Germans. Not all these are used by the Germans either. So now we get into our company organization. And here you can see we have the HQ XO First Sergeant again. The HQ has the primary radio. The XO has a radio, so he can count as being connected to Okay, so I paused you guys because I needed to make sure I understood this. This is another area where the rules are just confounding. But I want to use the general initiative commands to seek cover. And I remember in one of the tutorial missions, they actually had us do that. But it says that the only people who can originate this is any HQ or staff, which is the XO or first sergeant. But then, here, you do not need HQ or staff to issue these orders, which means that I could ignore this here, which I find absolutely infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. Like, why put this restriction on the action if you can do the action? Any HQ or staff can do this action. Well, what situation can you not do that action? Because it's either an HQ initiative. I mean, look. It's either the HQ, HQ. Because these are HQs. That's a staff, and that's a staff. I mean, I think those are HQs as well. Every single one of these is an HQ. And this is the only non-HQ or staff one, and it's saying, hey, you don't have to... So, why? Why are they doing this? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a board game. That is so dumb. Right here. Requires an originator HQ or staff even if carried out in a general initiative. The little sub 1. Where would the sub 1 be? Or maybe it's... So right here. This one requires the originator HQ staff to order even if carried out in general initiative. Every single one is an HQ or staff. Every single one. There is no commands being given by anybody else. I can't control my rage. All you had to do, GMT, is just say anybody. Well, not this one, because it has the 1. Anybody. And then these places where there's a 1, you put the HQ. I don't... You guys make no sense. All right. Okay, so we're going to try to find cover. Now, it's particularly important because I want to do it on the farm because it has a building. So we could get really good cover there. And then this one has a cover value of 2. Whereas this only has a cover value of 1. So we're going to do it. We only have 2 actions. So we're going to do it for this one and this one. And you only attempt to find cover once. So I can't use both actions on the same unit. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right. So we want to find cover. And now we got a command draw. Remember, the unit is a line unit. So we don't have to take a -1 because the HQ is not telling us to do it. And this is another confusing thing in the rulebook, but I'm pretty sure that it says, like, when drawing for commands, but never modify the number on the action card as follow you. If the HQ or staff... All right, so we do have to modify green. Oh, never in the CO staff initiative impulse or general initiative impulse. So never. So this does not apply to the initiative impulse. It only applies if the commanders were telling them to do it, I guess. So we get to do the action. So what is the action? Now we got to come back up here. So we're going to attempt to seek cover. Draw action cards equal to the cover draw number on the card and look for the word cover. If it's present, then the attempt succeeds. Place the new cover marker, blah, blah, blah. So let's start with the easier one. That's this one. We get to draw 3 cards. That's what you see here. It is not subtracted by 1 because we're in general initiative. So we're going to draw 3 cards. So here we go. Here's card 1. That's a bust. Card 2. Boom. We got it. Cover. And there's card 3. All right. We just needed one of the cards to say cover. Well, we got it. So we found cover. That means the exposed marker goes away, which is the important part here. And we get a cover value of 2. So is that one of the things? Yes, it is. So what's the state 2? Foxholes. I mean, technically it's not a trench or a bunker. All right. I know they're trying to be helpful here, but is there a cover 2 out here? There's just a cover 1. Or am I understanding the rule wrong? Maybe I'm understanding the rule wrong. So here's the actions. Place the unit under a new cover marker and mark it as exposed. Is that a different action to remove the exposed? It must be. I thought we did something that removed the exposed marker, but I could be wrong. There's just so many actions. It's so crazy. All right, so it looks like the exposed marker does stay on, but so does the cover. I'm really confused about the 2 here. So give me a second. I thought that that meant that the cover value was a 2 instead of a 1, but I could be wrong. So if we go, there's a terrain section. Oh, I'll pause so you don't have to watch me fumble. Okay, so we figured it out. A basic cover is always 1. And the number on the bottom left, this number is the potential. And it says the maximum number of cover markers that can be found. So what that means then is he found cover, this unit. Somebody else could come on here and also find cover. So there's 2 different cover locations. Another important thing is that one cover location covers 3 pips. If I put another unit in there that caused it to be more than 3 pips, then they would have a problem. They start to get penalties. So the Orchard Grove, I could theoretically move another platoon in here, and then it could also find cover. And then I would have 2 cover markers on here, and that's fine because the terrain allows for 2 cover. That's the way that works. So I finally understand it. It makes sense. In real life, I just wasted a half hour of my life, and I'm wondering if I should be playing a different game instead. But it makes sense, and I guess if you play it more frequently, then, this stuff becomes more second nature. But I am pleased that we at least found cover. I thought for sure that the cover removed the exposed, and I thought for sure we had an action that let us do that. But I am not seeing it here. Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing it. I am very pleased, though, that we can do this, though. Okay, so now I need it to succeed again. So we're going to do this, but this one is going to be further. So if I find cover, I got to go to this book. And see this here? I'm in a farm. So I have to do a random number generator of an 8 and see what kind of cover is there. So it could just be a basic cover, and 5 through 8 is just basic. But it could also be a light building, a strong building, etc. So the farm could be one of many things. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to choose the farm to do this. So let's, again, we're going to draw 3 cards, which is good. Draw card 1. That's a bust. There we go. Huzzah! We got it. And I'll draw the 3rd. Okay. So we found cover with this. So now we're going to draw a card with the random number generator 1 to 8. So for the 8, it is a 3. So with the 3 value, we got ourselves a light building. So I don't know what that means, but I'm excited that it's not a regular thing. So light building is a +2. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And because we found the cover, we get the value. We get to go. So this guy is inside of a light building. Gives him a +2 cover. And again, 3 pips. Doesn't matter what the cover is. Only 3 pips can use that cover. And there's only 1 building. So I'm pleased as punch. The only one exposed is this guy, which he does have all white here, which is not good because natural cover, as you can see, is a lot higher with these guys. But I'm still happy. I thought that the 2 here he was going to get a +2 cover, and in hindsight, I probably should have put him in cover instead of this one, because this guy automatically gets +1 cover because of the orchard. And now that I understand the game better, if you'll allow me, I'm going to retcon that to say that I would have chosen him, because he needs the +1 way more than he does. Although you could argue that +2 means this guy's going to do much better. Fine, I'll leave it the way I originally did it. I think in hindsight I should have done this guy. All right, we are finally done with our actions. So this, there's no enemy yet. No capture, no retreat. The vehicle phase, we could activate our vehicle, but I don't want to dare move it out here yet until I know what I'm running into. The Jeep is easy to destroy. There's no fire mission, and here we go. Potential contact evaluation. So we use this chart here, and we're doing marker C. We're currently at no contact. That means we draw 4 cards. There's 3 locations we're evolving, so we're going to draw. This card is going to be a random number generator. Well, I'll do this. Random number generator of a 1, 2, 3. So it's card 1. So we're doing this guy first. Okay, so now it says I have to draw 4, and I need to see the word contact. Well, actually, we don't want to see the word contact, but if there is, then we got ourselves a situation. So here's card 1. Good. 2. Good. 3. Good. Yay! So this is now clear. There's nobody in the farm. So we occupy the farm and there's nobody here. Excellent. So now we got to do 1 versus 2. And you can see it's card 2, so it's this one. So we're doing that guy now, and it's the same deal. Card 1, bam. and then 2, 3, 4. So we drew 2 contacts, but it's only one actual contact. Okay, and now we're going to draw the random card for the contact lookup. I don't remember what number I'm supposed to draw. I think it's a 10. So for the 10, it would be a 6. But let's go to, I think we have to go to this book. And it would be, yeah, right here. So it is a 10, and a 6 is package 2, which is artillery incoming. The only good news with the artillery is if we somehow survive this, the card is clear. That's the only thing I can tell you is it's good because the card is clear. So it's an artillery of -4 or a mortar of -3 and a spotter entrench. So how do I know which one it is? Artillery or mortar? So spotter at max line of sight. How do I... Oh, is it just, maybe I just do a random? 1 versus 2? I mean, that's what this says. How come it doesn't say it here? All right. So I'll do a random 1 versus 2. Artillery versus mortar. Then we need a trench with a spotter. So it's a 2. So it's a mortar. So the forgive me, I don't know where all the markers are. We need a mortar that's a pending fire emission. I think that's the one we're supposed to use. Yeah, I think that is it. So it's a mortar -3. So I wonder why there's 2 different ones here. So in this case, I don't think it's pending. I think they are successful. So this is happening. And then it said that a person in a trench. So we get a trench, and they're going to be max line of sight away, which is just 1 space. So here or here, right? So 1 or 2. So we're going to have to draw for that. We drew a 1. So that means he's here. And then the spotter would be in that trench. Okay, so here's some good news. The artillery is incoming, that's for sure. But now we have open fire situation. And so I'm going to grab 2 markers here. He's opening fire. He's opening fire. And I just realized, oops, he's also opening fire. So this guy has a small arms fire. And he has a crossfire. How's my driving so far? I think I'm doing okay here in terms of figuring this out. But yeah, this is obviously a problem. But like I said, the card will be clear. Although if we don't take care of this guy, he's going to just shoot another one, I think, later. So we do have to take care of him. But right now, this is nasty. And this is why we don't move the whole platoon into that square or card on turn 1. So, you know, this is why I wish they had cover even more now. But we still got 1 more, and that could be a problem here. The spotter was spotted, right? No. the spotter is not spotted. So this doesn't happen yet. So I'm just going to move all this stuff off. We don't know he's there yet. I mean, we know someone's here, but we can't fire on him. That's a bummer. Okay, and then the last one. All right, so we now have there is a VOF marker. So we are now at DEFCON 2. So we have contact. So that means we're only drawing 3 cards for this last one. Card 1, card 2, card 3. That was perfecto. Makes me wish even more that we put the cover over here. Okay, it is what it is, right? So we resolved this. There's no pinned units. And now we do our combat effects. We got to determine the NCM. So I think I got this. We are at a -5 with no help from here or here. So we got basically the worst possible outcome on the next card. So we are for sure hit. And then the hit is going to cause us to an F. Because it is a line unit. The experience of the unit is line. So we get an F, which what that means then is I'm going to reduce this to, actually, I can just say pull LAT. And then I got to change this to state 2. There we go. So we have remember, conservation of mass energy. That 3 pip unit is still a 3 pip unit. But they are pinned, because anytime you're hit, you're pinned. Even if it's only temporary, because this is going to go away. But yeah. That's it for that phase. And I do believe we have to track enemy ammunition for some things. So let's check that real quick. Oh, this is really cool, actually. Mortar Sputters have 3 missions and draw 3 cards for the second and third mission. Oh, so they got to draw cards. That's what I was looking for right there. So I got to track that somehow. Sure, there might be some kind of ammo. MG, here we go. Mortar ammo. So he has 3. He just spent 1. So now we got 2 left. So what we do is there's several ways to do this. I've been putting it up here on top. But you could cover it up so only the 2 shows, right? That's how much he has. But I sort of it's just whatever's facing the north. So this is all just 1 unit. But he has 2 missions left. So he'll have to draw cards next time to see if he succeeds. And then we go to cleanup. So we remove pyrotechnic, smoke, illumination, exposed. All right. We don't remove the incoming airstrike VOF markers. What is that? That's an incoming. So that marker is not removed until next time. So that VOF marker I think we need to look up that section. It's so dang confusing. Like, why does that stay? Of course, it explains nothing. Okay, we understood it correctly. This stays on, and the thing that I had to figure out is that it does block line of sight. And I think that was 5.2.1. Oh, where did I see that? So yeah, we're in a line of sight section. Cards with smoke, incoming, or airstrike on them. Have line of sight into the card, but not through. Why did this seem like it made more sense before? Outside a card with smoke, incoming, or airstrike, have line of sight into the card, but not through, while units on such cards cannot see out. That doesn't seem very helpful. So that means they can see us, but we can't see them. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so during cleanup, though, we do get to remove our exposed markers, and that helps a little. And yeah, this guy's pinned. So this observer, we don't see him, so we can't shoot him. But we can try to spot him. And there's spotting rules that we can do, but that requires us to move on to the next round, which we're technically at anyway. So we're at round 2. So now we got to do a higher HQ event phase. They do theirs, but not until later. So we draw an action card, determine an event on the table. So let's get to the table first. So we're drawing a 10-sided die. Well, I keep thinking we're rolling dice. We're drawing random number 10. So we drew a 5, which is trouble on the flank. No unit may move forwards to a new row, one further forward than the current lead unit this turn. All right. I think I'm okay with that. I don't want to, although it would have been nice, I guess, to maybe Mad Dog Rush him. I'm okay with leaving these where they are. This guy is a problem because he's going to call in another mortar strike. But the good news is we don't have anybody else shooting at us, and there's no mines. Not to say that the mortar strike is not going to be devastating, but he's not going to be able to pick one of these 3 cards. Now, he's going to use the defensive fire. This one. It's deliberate defense. And none of these, because he's a spotter, doesn't spotter use a different Yeah, I may have to check the mission instructions on what the spotter does. And this is important. I need to know what he's going to do because, like, if I move a whole platoon in, is he going to, like, choose where there's the most targets? I mean, that would make sense. That's what he would do. Oh, look at this unit placement. I guess I should probably use this next time. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for instructions on what he would do when it's his turn. I mean, obviously they're for the tactics step. And maybe I have to look at the real rule book. So it's not the mortar section, it's the observer that we're dealing with. So they don't even list the observer here as a possibility. These rule books are so messed up, it's not even funny. There should be an observer here. But they don't have our observer on here either. Okay, let me dig deeper in the book. Okay, so here's what I was looking for. The enemy indirect fire spotters have their own activity. If they're pinned, they follow the regular card. But otherwise, so as long as he's in good order and has fire missions remaining, it continues to attempt to call for fire on cards with opposing units in the enemy activity check of subsequent turns with the following priority. So priority 1 is it's going to keep just shooting the same card over and over again. So my other units are safe, is what I'm getting at. Now, because of my event that I drew, I can't bull rush him. But I can, for example, move in my machine gun and start to really lay on some fire and try to spot him. So we'll do that. This unit, of course, they're going to probably try to do some more fire on him. So one of the things we can do is try to remove his pin and get him some cover. So we'll try to do some of those types of things. But we did the event. We are done. So now we go here. Battalion is going to activate our HQ. So Company HQ has commands available. Now we'll put the second platoon and general initiative back. All right, so Company HQ, activate. All right, we're going to draw a card. He's going to get 2 commands. And I think I'm going to use both again. And this time we're going to, I need to activate this company, which is the first company. Or first platoon. First platoon has 3 actions already. So I'm going to activate the second platoon. And everybody else has saved actions. You know what? I might. We'll do the 3rd platoon. So we're going to activate him. All right, so that means let's do the 2nd platoon first. I'm going to draw a card. I get only 1 action with the 2nd platoon. That's not very good. Okay, so 2nd platoon, the units are here, but they're technically here. And I only have 1 action, so I can't do a platoon move. I need 2 actions for that. That blows. This is technically his own little unit here. So I'm going to push the LMG team forward like so. So he's going to take the exposed marker, and man, I wanted to attempt a spot, but I don't have enough actions to do that. So he's done because he only had 1 action. So we'll do the 3rd platoon. Gets 3 actions, which reduces to 2. But there we go. Now we got 4 actions with the 3rd platoon. So 3rd platoon, we're going to move our whole group in. So now we got to expose everybody here. Those 4 are all exposed. So that costs 2 actions to do. And then we're going to try to do a spotting attempt. So the spotting recipient versus target, the recipient is the target. Unless we're saying the recipient of the action is green. So that means it's not the HQ, it's the who's doing the spotting. Man, that's so confusing. So confusing. Well, let's see if we can look up the, right here, spotting the enemy, 65. This is good to know. If an unspotted unit is ever on a card with a spotted unit, everybody's spotted. Must be in line of sight. Must be ordered to make a spot attempt. With a base draw of 2 cards modified by the spotting attempt draw modifiers chart below. So the spotting recipient has to be green. See, our units are lined. The HQ is green, but not the recipient. Man, I think I'm understanding that correctly. So I don't get the -1 penalty because our units are line. And the target card has +3 or more cover and concealment. They get a -1. And see, that same information should be here. So they get a -1 for being undercover. See, that's different. Look at this. It has to be +3 or more cover. You know what? That might be if the recipient is green. Oh, I'm sorry. That's if the target is undercover, -1. Oh, it's just a flat -1. If it's a sniper or forward observer, another -1. And none of them are veteran or green. They're also line. So they're getting a -2, which means that you can't draw any cards. There are only 3 cases where an unspotted enemy can be affected. You receive a battalion fire mission. If you target a card with unspotted enemies for a WP fire mission, so specifically white phosphorus. You can't spot from the staging area. That makes sense. So my understanding then is I can't spot them because I have a base draw of 2, and they're undercover and they're a FO, so they get a -2, and that would mean that I'm drawing 0 cards. And then if the target card has 3 or more concealment value, it's even worse. I don't think they have that. But they do have 2. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So I can't spot them. But what I can do is, before I move the whole platoon up there, I could spend 1 action to move the Jeep up to there. And I don't think the platoon can order the Jeep to call for indirect fire, any HQ or staff. So this is the whole HQ was moving, so that would be the 3rd HQ. There we go. He would have moved with them. All right, I'm gonna do it. I have 1 more action left, so I'm going to order. Actually, I could have the sergeant do it. I'm gonna save his action. So he's complete. So I moved everybody there, but that's it. These guys are all exposed, including him. This one is not exposed, but we can't move forward, so I could move him this way to just make sure. You know what? I'm going to do that. Because we get experience points for clearing these cards. So the problem is he's in cover. I don't want to move him. No. Let's keep him there, defend the area. And then one other thing that is a little tricky is the experience points for this mission. I don't think our event was a star event. Nope, it was not. We don't have any cat, so no experience yet. This we do, but it's calculated at the end according to the campaign rules. So yeah, I moved everybody there. We'll call it a day. Now we're at the initiative stage. So this is anybody who didn't already get activated. So these guys clearly were. So was he. So I'm going to flip over the ones that haven't been activated. And the order for initiative is platoon HQ and company staff. I'm sorry. Platoon HQ goes first. So that would be this guy, first platoon. So we'll draw a card. He gets 3 actions, reduced by 1. So 1, 2, 3, reduced by 1. So he is here. I got to use at least 2 actions, or otherwise I can't. Now this is where it gets interesting. First platoon is the one under attack here and pinned. And to remove a pin, any HQ or staff can do it. You have to draw 2 cards. It's automatic if there's no VOF. Got to look for the word rally. The other thing is to convert a fire team to an assault team. Also 2 cards. And I need the word rally. Any HQ or staff. But they has to be unpinned first. So I got to remove the pin, and then I have to rally them. And that means moving my HQ into what is very likely going to be another round of mortar fire. That's a wild move, but I am going to do it. I'm going to spend 1 action to go in. Then I'm going to spend an action to try to remove his pin. So we need to get the word rally. We draw 2 cards. We failed. So there is no rally. He's going to have to stay pinned. So now the HQ is going to try to find cover. And he's green, so I get a -1. In fact, I'm not even sure I was supposed to draw 2 cards for the rally. Now that I look at this. So we're going to draw 1 card and hope it has cover on it. Oh, there's the rally. Oh, you jerk. So yeah, we're exposed, and there's a potential that if he's successful, we're going to get another round of this. So I could save those 3 actions again. I may have to. I mean, he may be in trouble. I don't know if I want to move anybody else up there until I know for sure I have this resolved. So yeah, I'm going to save his actions. Now, question for the veterans. I'm pretty sure that if I had the platoon try to unpin him, I can't have the first sergeant come over and also try to unpin him later, can I? I don't think that I can do that. So, yeah, that sort of blows, but it is what it is. And yeah, I can't move up here to spot him because I got that dang event. All right, so next we go to the XO. He draws 1 action. He's at 2. So the XO is going to come to here and get an exposed marker. And then he's going to execute an action to call white phosphorus. So we got white phosphorus. The combat mod is a -4. We're doing a fire mission. Yeah, there's 1 fire mission. So we're using that up. And the draw is 2. So it is an artillery with a -4 pending fire mission on him. That was the whole point, is to get this guy here. They have line of sight. We don't know where he is, but we're going to drop a white phosphorus. It's the only fire mission we have. So if I come over here to... Gosh. Well, here it is. It's down here for whatever reason. That's right. This guy doesn't have any ammo. It's this guy. So yeah, right here. The modifier is -4. I don't know why the card draw is not listed. Maybe because no, it's 2. And this is used. So I don't know what that means. I don't like, I mean, they put 13 states on something. Like, it makes no sense. So yes, it's used. I just want to check the box. I mean, what does it matter if it's artery 213 or artery something else? It's the 15th Field Artillery Battalion. Is there a way to cycle through these? Actually, I think we were just on, there it is, RD-215. So it's used. Or I guess I could have just did that. Right? Okay, so that is on its way. Now the mortar itself, we can't do. Because like it said, I can't just blindly shoot mortars at locations unless I can spot the person with an observer. So that was Exo went up, moved, and Exo actually did all the actions. So now the first sergeant is going to get 1 action. Yay, first sergeant. I am going to move him forward to here. So he's going to join this group. And again, well, actually, he can try to spot the first sergeant. Let me see. Can I have a sergeant do the spotting? Oh, where is it? Yeah, see, it specifically says spotted enemy card. This is an off-map firing agency. Oh, I only expend the fire mission if I succeed at drawing the cards, which I need to do now. And actually, I want to count that, because that would have been the card. This guy, it wasn't his turn yet. This was the first card I would have drawn, and that was the second card, see? So it succeeded. Now we draw for the first sergeant, and I still just get 1 action. That's fine. Let's get back to spotting an enemy, which we just found this, and now I'm having trouble. Come on. I know we found it in the rule book. Right here, very first one. Any good order unit with line of sight to an unspotted enemy. So any good order unit. That includes the sergeant himself, so he's a veteran. So because he's a veteran, he gets a +1 to his card draw. They get a -2. So that means I get to draw one and only one card. And I'm trying to spot this guy, and I think I need it looks like a target. Actually, that might have been what I'm looking for. This here has the other side. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for spotting. That exact symbol. So I need that symbol again. What's the chances? I'm only going to get to draw one card. Well, that would have worked. But yeah, we did not succeed. So that was, he moved, and then he tried to spot. I don't think anybody else can. So what else can he do? He's going to try to find cover. So we're going to do one more. Reshuffle the cards. So there's one card. There's two cards. He gets to draw a third because he's a veteran. And there it is. We found cover. So that cover is going to be over both of these guys because that's 2 pips. Or he'll use his final action to move him into the cover. So the cover was only on the sergeant, but now the cover's on both. Okay, that's how that works. Yep. Okay, so we could do... Oh, that was our initiative. Then we have general initiative. So let's try that. We're going to draw. We have one and only one action. It's not even worth putting on the board. So the idea here is I was hoping to have him spotted. And then we could, you know, do stuff, shoot, I don't know, just figure something out. Because we're restricted from moving up, I can't just bull rush him. I did have the idea of going here, but I didn't want to move him out of his cover. So then the question becomes, this is all the second, you know, platoon here. I can try to move someone else up because there's no threat at this point here. This is the one that's under threat. So I think I'm going to move up another squad just as one action. And so he's also exposed. And then done. Okay, am I doing this well? I have no idea. The one thing I'm proud of is, I mean, I know it's been 2 hours, but we're playing the game. And even if I'm getting a few things wrong, I think I'm getting most things right. And I could be wrong. I mean, the veterans are going to get on and tell me, you did this wrong, you did this wrong. And by the way, I do appreciate that, as long as you're kind about it. I do totally appreciate the feedback, because I don't always know if I'm doing it right. And that's actually the intimidating thing about this game. Am I having fun? I mean, I'm having more fun now than I was with the tutorial missions. I'm frustrated. I want to get this mother trucker, and I can't because he's hiding, and it's driving me nuts. But I want to save these guys, and I sent my second lieutenant, my butter bar, up there, and now he's going to get shot at potentially. But anyways, let's go. So now we're here, and we have to draw an enemy HQ event. So I'm going to draw a card. Assuming it's a 10-sided whatever, we drew a 4, but let's find out. It is, and a 4 is remove any unmapped HMGs on cards with no U.S. troops. Well, that would have helped us, but there's no HMGs, so nothing happens. So that's a nothing burger. Then the activity segment. This guy is going to try to fire again. So he draws 3 cards. And we don't want the artillery card, right? We don't want this. One, two. Oh no. So it is happening again. You jerk. Absolute jerk. My HQ is gonna get blown up. Hard. So there's no capture, there's no retreat, no vehicle. And now we do the fire mission update segment. Flip the markers to their active side. There it is. No PC this time. We got to now do this, and I'm gonna do. Let's do ours first. So we'll start with the first platoon. He has a -5, and that's horrible. So a -5 is an absolute hit, and he's green. So we have a casualty. So we lost our officer. My goodness. My goodness. Okay, that didn't go as planned. I was hoping that they would fail. I mean, we draw 3 cards and we don't get diddly squat. So that means I need the company HQ to form a new person. It is doable. But holy buckets. That's not good. So we have a casualty out there. Then we got this one. So it is a -2. -2 is a pin. So he just stays pinned. Alright, now we do his. He's got a +1. But see, he has a -1 because they're in a grove. So this is a -5 +1 is 4. And he's in a trench for 3-2. So he's pinned. Alright, so while he's pinned, he can't launch anymore. And he lost his line of sight. But the damage was done to us. I should have been maybe a little more patient. Like, how does this even work? I know I've read the commands. Remove the 2 to 4 teams, replace them with a squad. Maybe this is just a learning moment for me that I should not have done what I did. Right here, reconstitute a platoon HQ. Reduce the recipient by 1 step. Remove the CO staff unit. Add green experience. It's already green. So I guess I could just pick like a... CO staff or any good order unit from that platoon. Okay. So I don't have to pick like my XO and turn them into one, although I could. But I could take a squad and reduce it to 2. Alright, so it's doable. It's just I'm going to have to draw Rally. And you know how many times I'm going to draw and not see this card? Meanwhile, he hits every time. Okay. I believe that takes us to the end. We do cleanup. So the exposed markers go away. But these stay. He didn't even get anything other than pinned. Jerk. But his line of sight's gone, so we can actually move everybody up into this open field if we need to. Company HQ or company staff. Okay, that's what I needed to know. All right, we are technically on turn 3. I guess you got these, which I'm not using this really. I'm just using the red marker over here. So we're back up at the top. We're going to do an HQ event. We drew number 8. Battalion is screaming for action. We must move at least 1 unit forward to a new row with a PC marker this turn. Ignore if already on row 3 or no PC markers can be reached. That's not a problem. We can take care of that. And does that have a... We get 1 experience point for this. So I'm going to assume we complete this. So I'm going to go ahead and give ourselves that 1 experience point. Okay. Skippity skip. So we have 1. He's activated. And we have, I think it's the 2nd platoon that's destroyed. No, 1st platoon. Does he keep his activations? I don't know. Let's just assume yes. Okay, so let's draw for him. Oh, good. We get 6 actions here. I have to spend at least 3, but that's not a problem. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to activate the 1st sergeant. I'm going to activate the... This is the 2nd platoon. Yep. I'm going to activate the 2nd platoon. And I'm going to activate the 3rd platoon. So that puts me to here. And you know what? I want to do a lot this turn. So I'm going to go all the way to 1 and then save. I'm activating everybody. Although this guy technically doesn't exist. So I'm going to just do it like that. Okay, we're activating everybody. So then when we do that, we then get to do it in any order we want. So I'm going to start with the 1st sergeant. So he's going to get 4 actions plus 1 more for 5. So action 1, he's moving over to here. And that gives him an exposed marker. Action 2, we're going to try to reconstitute this. So I think I have to draw a rally. Reduce the recipient by 1 step or remove the company staff unit and place the PLT HQ. Oh, that's actually hold on a second. Company HQ is going to move over to here and move him up to there. Is that really what I'm going to do? Yeah. So Company HQ used up all of its actions. Because the 1st sergeant, it looks like it's automatic. I don't have to do anything. So I'm going to bring this back onto the board, but he gets reduced. Okay, so that was, I assume, 1 action point? Yeah, 1 action point. And he's already green, or he was green already, so... Okay, so we recovered. We did lose a step. We have a casualty on the board. We have a reduced step here. We have pinned here. So the first sergeant's going to now try to unpin these guys. So we're going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2... Do you see how I don't get it? I draw 3 cards. I get nothing. So the unpin did not work. So now we're going to try to put the pip back into him. So the cost was 1 for the pin, and then reconstitute? Two to 4 unpinned assault or fire teams. Remove the team from play and add the step to the squad. Yeah, see, I need an unpinned fire or assault team. So in my situation, there is no unpinned fire assault because I turned them into a officer. So I just completely reduced it to 2. And these guys are pinned, so I can't do anything about that. Yeah, so it was just 1 action. So now I'm at 4. What else can I do? This, by the way, is just an ammo thing to show that there's a rifle grenade with the platoon. Well, the good news is he can keep his 4 actions. He's not green. How do I deal with the casualties? I can't do anything here because these rally actions require removing the pin, which there's a VOF, so I'm not succeeding. Oh, look at this. Exhort. You can declare this action once for any failed attempt. Draw 1 more action card. I'm going to exhort for that rally action. Let's go for it. Yeah! Alright, so we got rid of the pinned. Okay, now I can bring these guys together. So that's this one. Remove the team from play and add a step to the squad. It's auto. So that costs 1 more action. So this guy goes back to a 3-step and the fire team is off. This one is going to be permanently down because of this. That's fine. We got 1 of our guys back. I'm very, 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 very happy with that. Let's see. What else did I miss that I could do? I gotta remember that bad boy. Holy crap, that was... I'm sitting here complaining and complaining. I could try to attempt a spot. Yeah, I'm going to do that as well. I'll attempt a spot, which will reduce him to 1, and then I'm going to save his turn. And card 1, boom, we spotted him. So this potential contact marker is now gone. We now can see the sucker. No, we can't. Because I did this. And this is still here, so I can't spot him where I'm at. So that card is no bueno. So I'm going to give him his action back. Okay, his turn's over. We have the XO, and we have our platoon guys. Let's activate the XO. He's going to get 2 actions because he's green. And I don't think, like, he's too far away. I wanted to motivate these guys to get up here, but I can't quite do that. So we could theoretically go after this, but I'm actually going to just tell this platoon to go this way for 1. And then the other one is I'm going to have this platoon go here or here. We'll go here for 2. And that's the XO. Next up, I don't like the way, there needs to be like another spot that says they haven't gone this turn. So let's do second platoon. And he's going to get 2 actions. Now, second platoon is still down here, and he'll spend his 2 actions to move his whole platoon up to this card. So that cost him both of his actions. He's done. Now we have third platoon. He's going to get 1 action. Yay, third platoon. Oh, now that we spotted him, kaboom, kaboom, and kaboom. So VOF crossfire. And then it's going to be automatic weapons from right here, LMG. We have not spotted him. That's right. So the third platoon could send somebody in. I have 1 more squad here. We sent, basically third platoon is really stretching himself thin. But, I mean, I secretly know that that's just a spotter. So I sort of want to just send my LMG in and just screw him up. Or I could send him in because he can grenade him because he's in a trench. Which is better? I don't know. Let's send the AT in. And then we'll save our last action. Last but not least, we got our first platoon here. This would be done for initiative. So he's going to get 1 action. But he has 4. Yeah, so he's going to move. Like, we could go up and try to take this church. But I want to get the rest of the squad up here. So he's going to move down here for 1. And then for 2, 3, he's going to move everybody up. Including himself. I don't think, I mean, you can't move if you're exposed, but you're not exposed if you're in a staging area. All these guys are exposed. like so. All right, so that was 1, and then 2, 3, then we'll save. And then we're going to draw general initiative. I have one and only one action. And I think I want it to be this one. And we're going to do a grenade attack, which is, see that little G and exclamation mark? So he's... If I'm on the same space as him, is he still not spotted? What a great question. I don't know the answer. Yeah, right here. If you're on the same card as the spotter, you have a +1 chance of spotting him. I think I gotta try to spot him. I can't just throw a grenade at somebody. So, he's not green. The target is undercover, so I get reduced to 1. But we're on the same card, so we're back to 2. But he's a spotter FO, so it's reduced to 1. Holy crap, it's still just a 1-card draw. Alright, let's try it. I don't spot anything. Okay, so the action doesn't do anything. But we did our job. We moved up, so we gained our experience point, and we actually are going to reveal 3 more contacts now. The fact that this guy is still hidden, even though I'm on the same card, is ridiculous. Okay, I think I might have done something wrong here, but this needed to move with the company HQ, but that's okay. Right now I can't use this mortar. It's okay, no one's exposed yet anyways. So we get up to here. Nothing here. Retreat any unpinned paralyzed team. Under a VOF marker. 1 card. That 1 card, it's like, this looks like broken English, but what it's trying to say is retreat 1 card away. So move 1 card away from your current location if you're an unpinned paralyzed team under a VOF marker. So none of these. We don't have any, so these markers disappear. He can see us, but we're past his action stage. Actually, would he have done something? This is where it annoys me. It's like, why is it that his actions they do not use this chart? Well, why isn't there a chart for him? 8.6.2. So he has no line of sight, so he would not have done any of these things. If no target exists, the spotter does nothing. Fire mission expended only if it was successful. Yeah, and then I forgot to update it, but he only has one ammunition. He had no line of sight because we don't remove those markers until later, which is here. So when he was up here, there was nothing for him to do. So now we're going to do this. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we'll draw random 3. And I drew a 3. So that means we're doing this one first. So we are, this is what's crazy. We had multiple VOFs on the board. So this was higher. No VOF or PDF markers on map and no enemy units spotted. I mean, technically, that is the situation. Yeah. So we're back to DEFCON 1. I think it's the other way around, isn't it? Like DEFCON 4 is the most peaceful, and DEFCON 1 is the closest to nuclear war. I don't know. I think it's 5 DEFCON levels, but it doesn't matter. The point is, we're at DEFCON 1. So it's no contact. That would mean, from a C perspective, we're going to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Huzzah! There's nobody here. So we got another card cleared. This whole first row is clear. Okay, so now we move on to 1, 2. I'm going backwards, right? Normally it's left to right, but this time 1, 2. We drew a 1. So this guy, potential A, which we already know is auto because there's no contact. So we're auto on this one. And we're going to draw a card. I think it's a 10-sided die. We drew a 10. So for PCA, a 10 is 11, package 11, which is a patrol. Squad infiltration attempt, CSR 6. So no, it's spotted, yes, at max line of sight. All right, I don't know what CSR 6 is, but let's it's all the stuff we've been. Place the new enemy unit on the placement card, not exposed, and under the best non-US occupied cover marker currently on the card. On the card, out of cover, and mark as exposed. No actual movement takes place. It's just to determine the exposed status of the unit placement. Okay. So the part that's weird we can do this. So that part I have no problem with. It's this. Why would I not place a PDF? And it's a patrol with max line of sight placement. Okay, that makes sense. Or maybe because the patrol's not powerful enough to engage. Oh, there's their mortar concentration. By the way, that should be on here. So what would be a patrol unit for them? Is it like a fire team? I mean, it's probably just a grenadier squad, right? I think it was just a grenadier squad. I'm very uncertain what I'm supposed to do here.
Okay, I confess this one was very confusing. I had to look at some Reddit comments and Board Game Geek comments, but basically we do use a Grenadier package. And I don't know why I'm having such trouble finding a Grenadier. The Grenadiers are the basic units. What's going on? So well, here. When you look at the units that they have available, right here, the 4th Group Grenadier. So see how they have the rifle? That's the unit we're supposed to be using for the patrol. So I see the snipers. Oh, come on. And the last one should be paralyzed. Why am I not seeing them? I'm like completely baffled here. So these are automatic fire groups. These are not Grenadier groups. What on earth? There it is. Okay, so it says in the package that there's no PDF or VOF. So what this means is we spot them, but there's no actual... They're not going to participate in the upcoming combat. We don't shoot at them, they don't shoot at us. And they're going to be at max line of sight, which violates the rule of they automatically fire each other. But I think it's because, since it's a mission thing where it says no, then it means, so max line of sight is here, 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 there. So any of these. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, is there, there was an extra chart on here. Unit placement. So we're going to draw an 8-sided die. Front, left front, or right front. and I'm going to say dice the whole game. So we drew a 3, which is front. So what that means is this guy is here. So no VOF or anything yet. But next round, there will be. So he's sitting on the objective. Then last but not least, we got... this guy's been spotted now, right? No, he has not. Last but not least, we have this one. So we still don't have any VOFs on the board. So we're still at no contact. So yes, another package is coming out. And we're going to draw a 7. And this is an A, package 8. It's a pillbox, HMG with 8 ammo in the pillbox. So that means here, which pillbox? Which pillbox? A random direction. They do not open fire immediately. Place them as no. So it does show the +4. Max LOS. PDF yes, spotted no. All right, so max would be here, here, there, or even over here. So we'll draw, reshuffle. If it's an 8, it's a 2. If it's a 10, it's a 2. There was an 8, so it's front. So that means he's up here, like so. Man, he's on a hill. That's a perfect spot for him to be. He has 8 ammo. He does do PDF VOF. Okay, so he's got 8 ammo, but we gotta determine his direction. There's a card. VOF modifiers. This is what we've been using. I'm just exhausted playing this game. I mean, I guess it gets fun if you persevere. Oh, look, there's the enemy sniper activity. There's the enemy spotter one. Okay, I'm at a loss again. I'm not finding this fun at all. Just every single action, I have to look up a rule because I don't have a chart that helps me. I have nothing that tells me what to do. It's so frustrating. So it's an 8 direction. I mean, technically 1, 2, 3 wouldn't make any sense to have this up here and then it's pointing the wrong direction. So I guess I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I drew a 4. So this guy is facing that way. Which means he's not shooting at us. He can only see this. That's the only direction he can shoot. And he's not spotted. Okay. Where are we at? We finished this. Pin recovery. Since we can't spot him, his pin does go away. Although he was pinned during the action segment. Hold on. Yeah, he uses the LAT pinned hierarchy chart. So we roll a 5. We drew a 2. No action. He does lose his pin though, because we don't have any fire on him. And there's no actual combat. So all the exposed markers go away in the cleanup. This is the one thing I wanted to check, the casualties. 16. I think I send the XO over. I think I could send the XO to see, I'm so exhausted. I have to now search and search again because I can't find. I searched for the word casualty. Nothing. Nothing. I do not like this game. I never really found anything because, you know, you would think that that would be an important thing to find. There is this Jeep section. Due to the onboard equipment, this Jeep can only carry a single step, the RDFO, so can't use them. I'm basically can do litter duty. Which I don't see on here at all. Okay, I found two things. There's an action called pick up, load, unload, and embark. So you can have an infantry unit pick up a casualty. There's allegedly some carry limit, but I am too angry to even look it up. If an infantry can't pick up another casualty, then I give up. I'm not playing this anymore. So if the designer made it so an infantry unit can't pick up a casualty, then I'm gonna house rule it. The designer did a bad job. So that's how frustrated I am. And then the other thing is, in the mission setup, I was supposed to designate an area to be casualty collection. And so this is where the company HQ was, so that's where I would have picked. I would definitely not have picked here, even though that's closer to the casualty. So that's that. We technically have no contact, so there is no combat. Then we do the cleanup phase, which is we already did. And now we're on to the next round. I'm not having fun. I don't know if I ever will. I think that it's absolutely stupid that this guy is still hidden. And he's going to get to fire again on us. I don't know if I implemented this correctly. Although a pillbox would be fixed position. So the fact that we spotted it and we aren't necessarily in its line of fire makes sense. This makes no sense at all. When I have this unit pick him up, he gets exposed, which means I can't carry him. And so then I have to wait another whole round. So I spend a whole round just picking him up. Then I have to spend another round carrying him, and then carrying him again. There's not a lot of fighting going on. There's a lot of fidgeting. There's a lot of minuscule nonsense. I just don't like, it's so easy for them to shoot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not enjoying this. And the constant pausing to look something up, to have it not be readily accessible on the million player aids, is just draining. Absolutely draining. So I'm not in a good spot. Maybe if I sleep on this and feel better tomorrow, I can continue this. But right now I just don't even understand why somebody enjoys this. I mean, I guess at some point you do memorize the rules and then you find this fun. I'm not even sure what is it that you're finding fun in this. I have a unit, I know it's there, I want to spot it, and I can't. I'm agreed, so I draw one card. Oh boy, I failed. I mean, there was nothing I could do to mitigate this. Oh, I can exhort. Oh boy, I failed again. Because he's in a trench. I only have one unit on the entire map that could even attempt to spot him. Well, two now, because he's the second one. I mean, how's that fun? I'm not making any strategic decisions to approach him. I'm not making any strategic decisions to mitigate him. There's nothing. I mean, the fact that this pillbox is pointing this way tells me that I need to sneak around behind. That part's great. Maybe I can infiltrate and then throw a grenade. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's just nothing but punitive stuff. Even the actions. Why is everybody not given an action? Every one of them gets to take an action. It makes no sense. And I guess, maybe there's some kind of neat puzzle because you can figure out how to, take the hill or whatever. I can move this entire squad onto this card and it won't make a difference because not a single one of them is going to spot this guy. Can that happen in real life? I guess so. I don't know. Just not feeling it at the moment. And yeah, so this guy on his turn is going to launch another mortar right on this group. I mean, I don't blame him. That's what I would do. He'll draw 3 cards. Oh, look at that. That actually failed. Oh, no, he gets to draw 4. Oh, there it is. Anyways, I need to take a break from this. So I'll go ahead and reshuffle all that. For the amount of time I've invested into this game, I am not getting a reward for it. It's yeah, I'll stop. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.